by Tyrick Mitchell, and Mitchell turns it behind off of his head for Manchester City's first corner of the game. Started all 10 Premier League games this season as Tyrick Mitchell, and every minute of their last 15 since May as City's corner is delivered in. It's chested away there by Gehi, back in by Foden, deep one towards the back post, headed back in, but Palace will deal with that one, and Ayew, good work, gets his body between Diaz and the ball and is brought down by the Portuguese, and out of play it goes, or down he goes. It's a free kick to Crystal Palace, who need to be careful with their set pieces because they've conceded 6 goals from corners. It's more than any other side in the Premier League. They've dealt with the first one fine, and as yet Manchester City have yet to really hit their straps. Palace go out towards the right hand side. It's overhit, throw into Manchester City, and they're all light blue. Crystal Palace in their red and blue. It's kind of diagonal stripes, isn't it? Lovely kit actually that Palace have come up with this season, as a loose ball finds only Kouyaté in the midfield. That's might be given away by Anderson. No, it has worked its way to Edouard, but too many blue shirts around him. They get the ball away, and here comes City as Jesus goes down with Tyrick Mitchell behind him, and he's given the free kick this time against Mitchell. And Crystal Palace again will have to defend a set piece. Chance for De Bruyne to take it. It's just to the right of centre. 12.5 gone, 1-0 to Palace. And it's a chance to deliver this free kick with a bit of bend. Foden bounce, steps over it. There's De Bruyne's ball in. Header away is by Kouyaté out towards the far side of the 18-yard box. Bernardo Silva gives it to Rodri, who's in support. Cancelo comes back to Kyle Walker, now out towards the right for De Bruyne. He goes first time, lofting the ball into the box. Header away is by Ward. Ayew fighting for it with Bernardo Silva, who's just about won it to get it to Rodri. Gallagher tries to block the pass out to Grealish, but he's found the England international now. There's his cross, took a little deflection and drops kindly into the sky and then into the hands of Vicente Guaita, with the blonde tips on the edge of his hair, and it's only one highlight really of the game so far, and it's gone Palace's way. Wilfried Zaha with the only goal of the game so far, as Guaita comes back to Gehi, and Gehi clears away for Palace, taken by Edouard. To the left now for Mitchell. Mitchell with the ball into space for Zaha, up against Diaz, and he's got there first, but Diaz with a great tackle. Ruben Diaz, the captain for Manchester City today. And then flying in is Edouard on Diaz. Would have thought that'll be a free kick. Well, has the referee given it? It was good defending initially from Diaz. Zaha went down. Diaz picked himself up, and then, oh no, Edouard did get the ball, and it is just a throw into Manchester City. City fans in good voice despite the scoreline. 1-0 down thanks to Wilfried Zaha. Returning to the starting lineup today. He was back on the bench last time out, having missed the Arsenal draw. Now down by the corner flag on the left hand side. Former Manchester United man, of course. Mitchell gives a 1-2 with him. Again, too many white blue shirts around him though, and City will work the ball away to the right hand side for Jesus, but they're very much penned in at the moment. De Bruyne tackled by Anderson. Now here's MacArthur tight to the left. Had barged him up and down a couple of times there, and I think there was a couple of flailing arms, but nothing too close to the edge for Zaha, and Jesus basically reacted in frustration. Well, I'm sorry, mate. You were out-muscled. It's as simple as that. Don't know if you heard that from one of the supporters on the touchline right by our mics. And Zaha, as he went down, there was just a little grab at Jesus too. One of the fans there saying, "You deserved it, Wilf, you deserved it." Jesus and Wilfried Zaha staring at each other out now as they step away, and this free kick for Crystal Palace, you'd think, might be an opportunity to create something. Gallagher from out on the left-hand side, floated ball, good header away that by Rodri. He's going to come back at them through MacArthur. Sheku Kouyaté gets a touch on it. Cancelo will run down to the byline and clear away left-footed. Into the sky by Guehi. Might drop to Gallagher. And now here's Edouard. A little bit awkward for him. Gallagher out towards the left-hand side for Zaha. Kyle Walker spotted it, dealt with it, and City can pass their way out. De Bruyne. Now here's Bernardo Silva. Jesus. Silva goes on. Jesus forced back by Tyrick Mitchell. He's done very well there as Mitchell. And Jesus has to come back to the centre half. Diaz out towards the left for Cancelo. One further for Grealish, approaching the left edge of the 18-yard box now, up against Ward, in towards De Bruyne. Just a little bit ahead of him, and Palace get the chance to clear. Up towards halfway, the roar comes up from the City fans because there's nobody really forward for Palace. They need to ensure they don't step on their keeper's toes here, Palace. They can't drop too deep. Grealish, De Bruyne, Rodri. Moving to the right-hand side now towards Bernardo Silva. Takes it down with a couple of nice touches. One on the chest, one on the left foot, and moves it back to Diaz, midpoint of the Palace half. Walker. Silva. Bernardo Silva, great skill, all on his left foot to move away from Mitchell. Now infield to Rodri. Now Aymeric Laporte joins the attack, and out to the left-hand side for Cancelo. Cuts onto his left foot, tries a cross-come shot really, I think. And I think it was MacArthur that blocks it behind. Corner to Manchester City. Just beginning to try and turn the screw on Manchester City. Behind as they are by a 1-0. Burnley have a 2-goal lead against Brentford. Maxwell Cornet adding to a double last week to make it 2-0 today. There's City's delivery. Might come to Jesus, might come to Rodri, and he fires straight at the goalkeeper Guaita, who makes a pretty comfortable save. But I'll tell you what, it was hit firmly enough. If that had gone either side of the goalkeeper, there's no doubt we'd be seeing the scoreline of 1 apiece. That's a chance for Manchester City, no doubt. They've won possession back from the clearance by Palace. Rodri again, away from Zaha, who started centrally today. Scored the only goal. Grealish now, approaching the edge of the area, slips in Bernardo Silva to the back post. It's beyond Jesus. It'll be picked up at the back. Helping out his defence by Odson. Impressive performance from him so far. Happy to work the channels, happy to help defensively. 23 years of age, he's their top scorer this season with 3 Premier League goals so far, although now joined by Wilfried Zaha, and he scored twice on his Palace debut when he came was an 84th minute substitute against Tottenham, their only win of the season so far. Ball is headed away by Kouyaté, comes back to Walker, will drop for Anderson. It comes kindly for City, and Rodri swings it out to the left-hand side for Joao Cancelo, all right-footed on the left. Cancelo coming in, might fancy a shot, and that will go sky high. The sun now burning a hole in the clouds above the Etihad Stadium in Manchester, the only Premier League stadium inside Manchester, in case you're interested. Not sure if too many are aware that Manchester United Stadium is not in the city of Manchester. It's in Salford. But I'm not sure United fans care too much. Not totally sure City fans care too much. Not totally sure how much City fans are affected by United anymore. We'll see it next week, of course, when the Manchester derby comes up, as Zaha is high up again, but once more getting back at him. It's Ruben Diaz. And Burnley's second goal, by the way, has been ruled out by VAR. So it's back to 1-0 against Brentford there. Here, 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Shock of the day so far at the Etihad. City just, though, beginning to look a little bit more comfortable. Rodri gives it to Diaz in the centre circle, just to the right of centre. There's space for Grealish if he can find it. Straight up Ward, his header away though. Finds Bernardo Silva and it's poor. Grealish, Foden, Grealish floats it in towards De Bruyne. It needed Guehi to be there and Odson Edouard as well. And now Kouyaté trying to get away, and between the two of them they've done so. And then Kouyaté is brought down by Rodri, and it's a free kick to Crystal Palace, who are certainly giving as good as they've got so far today. Right now it's a great day for Liverpool at the top of the table, with City losing and Chelsea only drawing. Manchester City, basically when they're at home, they're either rampant or they struggle a little bit. Scored 5 or more in 5 of their last 7 home games in all competition. It is the first goal they've conceded at home all season. Southampton got a 0-0 draw. They've also beaten Burnley, Arsenal and Norwich, scoring 12 in those 3 alone. They're defending at the moment as an offside flag goes up against MacArthur. That was poor from Palace because they looked in a good position. They have lost 3 of their last 9 home games in the Premier League, having won their previous 8. So the record is iron curtain that is Manchester City at home is falling. None so far this season though, as they go long and over here. Goal kick to Palace. Aita resplendent in green as Pep Guardiola takes a seat in the dugout. Grey beard, shaven head as always. And well, the grey beard may just get a little bit greyer with things going the way they are, as Guaiz is taking his time over this clearance. The City fans think too long. Already wasting time? Surely not. On it goes. Firm, unchallenged header away by Manchester City. Might come to Grealish. Now here's Foden. Grealish trying to turn away from Ward. And Ward is tackled, but it's come off of him last. Recent years as Walker delivers a ball into the box. It took Anderson to get it behind. Manchester City already have a 3rd corner of the game, scoring first since the start of last season. Dropped points in 8 of those 19. There's a delivery into the box. It might come to Jesus. Blue and red shirts converge upon him. Going to come to Grealish, into the box. Again another block. And Palace are working so to try and win the ball on off of Ayew. He does so, doesn't catch Ayew in the complaining about Grealish.